So we are international matchmakers. We match guys from the West with women from Eastern Europe. And Luba has been doing it for about 15 years. And for about the last, 8 years, we've been doing it in some form or another. And we've been coaching guys. And we've done over 1,000 consulting calls. And we want to tell you guys today what most Western men get completely wrong when they approach dating a Ukrainian or Slavic woman. And this is not anything that you're going to see on any other vlogger, red pill channel or anything. This is stuff that you really need to think about, but is always overlooked.
Strategy call, I just quickly will say, it's not a sales call. It's a call when we get to know you and we can understand your situation, answer your questions, and also give you the best foot forward. Because some guys think that they are ready for that when they actually not, and some guys think that they are not ready when they actually are. So we will help you to understand what can drive you to do that, like what are common mistakes that can happen to you, and also we can advise you on your exact situation. So every situation, over thousands of these calls, are absolutely different. So one of the problem that we see is that some of the guys, they mention that they have a good life, but they're not complete. And the only way how they can be complete is by them having a woman in their life. What do you think about that?
Yeah, this is an absolute disaster waiting to happen. If you are a man and you are out there and you are thinking, there's something missing in my life, and if I have that thing, I will be complete as a man, right? And that thing is a woman. This is a huge problem. I know that there are other YouTube channels out there saying, you know, a woman will complete you and all this, something is missing. This is absolutely the wrong way to approach it, because if you approach dating and you do find a woman and you think that, no doubt you think that there is the one, so you think that she is the one, if something happens and she leaves, you are devastated. This piece of you has been taken away, this thing that completed you. And also, what is very important is that for a woman, this is extremely unattractive. If you just want to look at being attractive for a woman, knowing her having the feeling that you need her in your life for your life to be complete is an absolute turn off for a woman. She needs you to be complete, not the other way around. So it's not just saying, oh, I don't need a woman to be complete. If you really think that, it's having the mindset that your life is already set up. And if you meet a woman who meets your criteria and you have this connection and you feel like she is going to be a good match for you in your life to complement your life going forward, that is the way to think about it. And if for some reason it doesn't work out and she leaves, or you say we're over, it's finished, it's not the end of the world. You are still the same person you were when you started, okay?
Absolutely. You're very, very right, because most of the ladies, they feel, they can sense it that the guy is not complete. Because if you're not complete, you're not competent, you can't lead because you're waiting for her guidance, because you think that she's that part that should guide you and show you around. And you can't be, like, you basically a little bit, not broken, but like something.
You can't walk away if you need to walk away. You'll have this mentality that she is the one, right? I found the one, my soulmate, my dream, whatever came true. You can't have this mentality. You have to have the mentality that if it's not right, you'll walk away, because the life is full of, there's abundance everywhere, okay? And you'll find something that's more suited for you. Otherwise, you're going to supplicate to her, you're going to make concessions to her, and this is just not attractive for women.
And then you will be stuck, and then you will be, like, the end goal for you in this, it will be, unfortunately, settling down. And it's exactly what the guy is coming to us and they say, I don't want to settle down. So the next one. Guys, I would like to invite you to our meetup, our rendezvous, 10th of May. Me and Striker are going to New York City, and we're going to meet with you there. We're going to have a Ukrainian lunch, and we're going to speak about relationship with the Slavic ladies. We're also going to bring our game together, and everybody will get a box. To sign up, link in the description below.
Okay, the correlation of leadership in a relationship is directly related to the success in that relationship, okay? So this is actually a really big problem. When guys come over from the West, they were in a relationship for many years, or maybe not many years, maybe it could be a few years, with a woman who didn't allow him to lead. In fact, the masculine and feminine equilibrium was not the way that it should be, right? If you don't know what that means, we have a course called Ascend that our clients do that explains this in great detail. And so your lack of ability to take that leadership role with, say, a Ukrainian woman or a Slavic woman, because of the way that you were in a relationship and what you were taught and what you observed in your relationship back in the West, has a direct correlation to your relationship with a Ukrainian woman failing, and failing really fast and hard. right?
Absolutely. Sometimes I see that the Western guys, they're a little bit scared of doing that. And Striker is right, it's exactly because of the Western relationship that they had in the past. But that's why we are here and we can help you to overcome that. But it's important for you to understand that, okay, you've been doing it this one way. And now you're changing everything. You're changing your strategy. You're changing the country. Changing the culture. So in this culture, it's acceptable, and it's very, very welcome. And so the ladies, and this is in Ukrainian culture, I would say. The opening the door and helping the lady, helping her with the coat. But for some reason, guys become lazy, and so when you guys start doing that for the Slavic lady, she thinks, oh my God, this guy is so intelligent. This guy is so he has manners. So because Ukrainians, they know that they should do it, but they kind of sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And so when the Western guy is doing that, this is super, super attractive. So it's very easy if you're aware of that. And,
it's not just doing those superficial activities like taking off the jacket, helping her with the jacket and all that sort of stuff. We did a video, check out the video, I think before this one, where we talk about how to be the alpha. Hate using this word, but it seems to be a good word for people to understand what it is in the relationship and how simple it actually is. Okay, so
the next one is my favorite.
Yeah, okay. So you think that you are a nice guy, and no one's noticed how much of a nice guy you are, but there's a woman out there that will appreciate you being a nice guy. But I'm telling you, you having this mentality has zero benefit for you or for a woman. It has zero benefit in this entire world, okay?
Especially if it is artificial, especially if the guy is kind of pretend to be Mr. Nice Guy.
Okay, so let's just quickly clarify this. There's an incredible book called No More Mr. Nice Guy, right? Every man should read this book. It should be given to every teenager when he's 16 years old, every man when he's 16 years old, right? It's one of the greatest books I've ever read. So there's a difference between being nice and being kind, and we get those things mixed up, right?
Agreed.
Sometimes you'll hear this, that person is so nice and kind. These two things are different, right?
Absolutely.
Being nice and kind is different. Being nice, if we were to just summarize it as fast as possible, if you're nice to someone and you're not yourself, it's because you are afraid of them finding out who you truly are. And if you read this book, you'll probably think the people in your life that you've met who thought, man, that guy or that girl is so nice. Then you find out that hang on a second, they're actually a horrible, evil, mean person. But the niceness covered that so that you would like them. But you don't. But it's not really them. It's a facade, right? It's not real. So when you are nice, women have this innate ability to pick up on this. They have this bullshit detector. When the guy is too nice, he's too sweet. He's so sweet you want to throw up, right? They want an edge. They want something that's a little bit rough. And it has nothing to do with being kind. You can be rough around the edges, but you can still be kind.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? And also niceness is sometimes when the guy is too agreeable, he's too
anything you want.
Yes, nice, and he is actually seen by women as weak.
Weak, yes.
Not nice, it's weak.
Quite often a nice guy will do something and in his mind he's created a social contract with that person. And he's thinking to himself, okay, I'll do something that I don't particularly want to do or it doesn't align with my values, and I'm doing it for that person, so I expect something in return. Now, if the other person isn't a nice guy, if the other person is living their life, doing what they want, and they don't return that favor, the nice guy becomes bitter and resentful, thinking, hang on a second, I helped them move house that time. How come they're not doing that for me? And it's because you were doing something to please someone that you didn't want to do so that they would like you. Huge problem, okay? And that's all I can sort of say about that. Maybe we'll do another video about it in the future.
You always do something that is benefit, you do it because you want to do it. And it's not about just moving, it's about giving gift to a lady, or it can be making a trip. You're doing it because you want to do it and you don't have any expectations in return. If something happened, awesome. But you're doing it first of all for yourself.
Yeah. Okay, next one. This one was, that was 3, and then we had 4, and then I made one in here called 3.5. Okay, so the next one, huge one. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, whether you've been married, whatever, in the past, whether you're a nice guy, whether you're a kind guy, whatever, is self-awareness. I want you to say to yourself right now, I need to learn some stuff, right? Because, you could say, well, hang on a second, I earn a lot of money and I'm a high value man or whatever, right? But when it comes to dating, there's a good chance that you don't know. Unless you've dated multiple Slavic women before, how are you supposed to know? You know, we've had clients in the past before that say, hey, you know, just show me the girls, you know, usually the younger guys, just show me because they go to the club. Oh, yeah, okay, no, okay, we do have older clients who've said it as well. But I'm thinking like, but because they go to the club and they get drunk and have shots and take some girls home, they're like, yeah, I've got this sussed. They have problems, right? And we have to coach them through all of these things and say, that's not really how this is working.
Because you come to us for a different reason. You don't come for a one-night stand or like for hookup. You know, you're coming for a serious. And so they need to, like, I see the self-awareness more important for older guys.
I think it's for everyone. And I can relate to this because, I mean, you may think to yourself, and we have like people, guys apply and they say, you know, I have this job, I make this much per year, I have this house, I have another house over here, as if that's somehow going to somehow help them in their, you know, relationship that going forward. Yes, okay, you're a competent man. Okay, you got your shit together. But when it comes to dating, no. I was just saying to Luba before, I'm exactly this. When I first came over, I had good income, I had good businesses, you know, I had a very nice house, I had a whole bunch of stuff. I'd had long-term relationships. You know, I had the ability to, you know, meet women to some degree, you know, or hook up or whatever. But when I came over here, you remember me, I was fucking useless. So yeah, so the self-awareness, just please be aware, like I was in that boat as well, right? No matter what you think you know, or how much money you make, or how big your house is, or any of that stuff, it has no correlation to when you first go on a date with a woman and she's sitting there going, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he acting like that? Why is he not, you know, acting as though he knows what he's doing?
And at this point, I think it's important, like if you're hiring professionals, if you're hiring coach or matchmaker who do coaching, like, you know, like us, we will help you with this stuff. And that is important when you have someone who is interested in your result and will be also unbiased, because when we coach our guys, we are unbiased. It's not like, you know, we're your parents who say like, it's okay, babychka, you are good anyway, you know, or like, or your parents who say, dude, what are you doing? You know, why are you going to this country? You know, like you need to date someone around. So like you need to find someone who is understanding you. That's why we have a community of the guys that communicate with each other. You know, on Telegram you can join, the link in description below, so the guys can support each other. They become friends because they are same minded. And sometimes they even have, like we have two guys now talking. One guy had this problem and he already overcome, but this guy, he just had like start having this problem with the lady, and the first guy is helping him. So that is very, very powerful. And number 4 is
okay, so number 4 is, what is the reason you prefer a Ukrainian woman over a Western woman? This is important, you know, so this is what we try to extract out of the guys that have a consulting call with us. Like, why did you come to us? Why did you decide that a Ukrainian woman is for you? And so you have to be honest with yourself here. And there's no right or wrong answer. And we've made many videos about, you know, how difficult it is to date in the Western world, right? Because, I mean, the rules around actually speaking to a woman or asking a woman out or anything, it's so kind of sketchy and you don't really know what to do, especially in the workplace or anything like that. The old norms of dating are out the window. People are not going out to places these days like nightclubs and things like that where people used to meet. Dating apps are absolutely, like, as far as I'm concerned, are dead. So how are you supposed to meet women? And so the reason maybe is like, I really just want to be in a relationship with a woman, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. And choosing a Ukrainian woman over a Western woman is not a bad option. The reason that guys come to us is because we can give them exposure to many women and coach them all at the same time. So the important thing to remember is that it doesn't matter why you come to us. Is it because you don't have exposure to women back home because you work in a workplace with all men, or you live in an area where everyone seems to already be married, or you really had a bad experience with a Western woman and you want something different? You want someone that's going to respect those roles in a relationship where you must be the man. The last few videos we've talked about it, how you must be the man in a relationship. So if you want a relationship where you are expected to be the man, otherwise your relationship is over, then it's ideal for you, right? So, but you have to ask yourself these questions. And whatever the question is, you always have to gravitate towards the fact that you need to be the leader in the relationship. Right?
We even done a video like, is Ukrainian lady is for you, and or maybe Western woman is better for you. And we know that most of the guys will immediately answer, no, not just not the Western woman. But there are certain criteria, you know, that maybe you should consider. So knowing what you want, understanding what you want, it's your key to, like, it's the main part to your success. And that's why the strategy call is so important, to actually, like, how you call it, like, we extract it from you, because the guy after the call, always the feedback is like, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Because we always say, like, the main idea of our call, we say, what would you like to achieve by the end of this call? And we try to give extra, we try to give more, because sometimes the guy just want to ask the question about about our service, but we don't want to answer that, because you can watch it on the video, you can read it on our website, it's not important, not interesting. We want to understand all of these questions, all these 4 parts. Are you ready for that? Do you need help? Because we have Level Up, we can coach you, we can prepare, but you have to be aware of that sometimes, no matter how successful you're at work, you need some help in order to be successful in a relationship as well.
Yeah,